Hey, what's going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Leggett representing Team JVS, and I'm back here again for a surprising overview slash review of episode 1 to 7 of Black Lightning Season 3. I am all caught up, and again, the hashtag is Road to Crisis. So, what did I think about Season 3 up until episode 1 to 7? It's been great. It's actually good. I give credit where credit is due. Like, it is, to me, twice as good as season 2. Like, no pun intended. Like, it is actually really good. But I'm gonna go and try to overview everything that happened. For Odell, in the very last episode of season 2, made a proposition for the Jefferson and his family that they were gonna go take care of the Markovians. Now, unbeknownst to them, that they were gonna be used and pitted against each other in this warfield that was gonna hit Freeland. Now, he did say that, Odell said that Freeland was going to hit with this war, but he didn't imply his involvement of what he was capable of, what he was doing. We just knew that, one, your boy Khalil was brought back to life, and working under the guise of his team. We knew, two, that one, that Jennifer could be potentially used in some capacity. And then three, like, now, in the first episode, like, the way that the first episode opens up of the season lays the foundation and the tone of everything, because you got like this Muslim girl, this kid that really didn't have any powers whatsoever and just was picked up just by association, and then you have Jefferson, who's been 30 years in the game, taking care of everything, born with this ability, and technically he's under protection because he's being used as a weapon, or proposed a weapon, or under their protection. And it's like, from that point, it just kicks off and it goes so many different levels. So Jefferson as a character, like, they're doing so much with his character that, from the first episode, I kind of was like, what in the world can this man do? Because honestly, like, I was like, oh, well, okay, they're playing this game, like, it's okay. But no, they are under this man's arrest, essentially. And Lynn and him don't have any way out, ultimately. And their children on the outside kind of fending for themselves. Jennifer really is just in a situation where, from the beginning of the season, just like trying to survive, trying to keep the peace, trying to keep her mind sane. But it's like, you can tell that a piece of her is just broken. Like, for real. Like, it's just jaded. It's off. Like, and on top of that, they still are finding ways of just not being good parents. They just do not know how to cohesively work together and take care of each other. Even though the season 2 finale ended with them all collectively together, it was like Odell watched them, played on every single one of their weaknesses and their strengths, and just fed them. And it was kind of like what he did against Lynn and Jennifer, is fed them their addictions. Lynn has this incessant need to try to go and do more than what her husband's doing. It's almost like this jealousy and at the same time psychotic, like, need to go and take care of everything, without any kind of communication, without any kind of like employment to take care of her family first. It's like, oh, I'm doing this to justify taking care of my family, but really, like, that's the same thing Jefferson's doing, granted, but you need to look at yourself. Like, somebody's got to work here for this to be at work. And then Jennifer, and she's just so broken inside, she's willing to do whatever. And it's like, Odell's playing her like a fiddle, like giving her costumes, telling her to blow up this. Like, he was, matter of fact, Odell's using them so well that he was kind of like strategically using them to go and dismantle the Markovian things that are happening on. Now, the other thing is, which is really interesting, is Khalil's half-brother, that we still have no idea if he knows that Khalil exists. Does he even care? What's going on with his dad? And at the same exact time, like, he is legit. Like, he is dangerous. Like, he's like Nightcrawler if Nightcrawler was an assassin, for real. And it's just fascinating to see him working with the Markovians. And it's like weird because part of me is like, are the Markovians the good guys in this? It's kind of like a situation I'm going with Watchmen, but I don't want to spoil anything because some of you guys might have seen Watchmen, but it's great. Definitely go and check it out. But there was a couple of things that happened in the back half that a lot of this season really is left on Anissa's back, to be honest with you, because Anessa put herself in the position that Jefferson was when he very first started. Like, one, she's now got grace that she's trying to take care of, she cares about, she loves, lying to, and going back and forth with, and Grace is dealing with all the ramifications of what, you know, she's dealing with, you know, herself. And like she legit Grace is a good character because she emotionally like turns at the flip of a dime depending on her emotional state, and she worries about, you know, this girl Anessa. And then it's kind of just like Anessa is pitted against everybody because her parents don't know how to really be there for her. Her dad really doesn't trust that she's making sound decisions, nor has she given her any right to, given that she threw a tank at a chopper, probably killing people. My son's doing something crazy. I might have to go get him. But then she legit is working on the guys of Blackbird, and she's inspiring people to go and get out of their situation. But it's like it's laying a toll on her. Like she's having to cross lines that, you know, Jefferson's been there, and so he knows that that's not a line that you can actually really cross. And she is more than willing to do that, but at the same time, she also is working under some other interests. And I thought that those surprises were just phenomenal. Like Henderson's involvement and the way they used him was perfect. Because I was like, dang, Henderson, you just sitting there taking it. You just sitting there taking it. Like, why is your wife talking like this? I don't trust your wife. And so it's kind of like, oh. And then the gastropaster, Pinky, sitting there doing so much as well. And it's just really fascinating to see how the town themselves have trying to survive by any means necessary. But it's funny that technically Nissa is working as Harriet, even though like Jen is always calling her Harriet. Like she literally is acting under the guise of doing the same exact thing. Try to get the metahumans or the proposed metahumans out of the city. What even more interesting is the fact that Jefferson is dealing with, first time in his life, like he not only could be wrong, but you have no idea the circumstances that have been happening outside, because he's living freely all his life, but even in the short amount of time he was there locked up, like things just changed, and it was like it had to be left to his daughter, and he had to leave it to the city to fend for themselves, and he can't get over that. And I thought that that's such an interesting situation. But your girl Lynn, oh my gosh, every turn, bro, like she's getting played hard by Odell, and she's just pitfalling. Like she's doing so many different things that I looked at it with my mom. My mom was like, she don't need to be on the show no more. And it's kind of like, it's not that she's not a good actress, she's playing the role perfectly. It's more so just her decisions and the things that are breaking her down in the foundation that she needs to be as a mom for her family and a wife for her husband. She's incapable of doing it, not just because of the addiction that she's got. It's an addiction to need to be more than the role that she's being given, and it's just like it's too much. But then you got your boy Tobias from the very beginning of the season to where he is now. Like he is the perfect villain for real. Like he's the perfect villain for this show. Like he is a master class villain. But ooh, your boy Lala is a savage, bro. Oh, hold up. Before I even get there, there's one thing I have an issue with this season. It really doesn't add up, and it's kind of the same situation that happened with somebody that just left the show randomly as well. The dude from Meet Erol and the Dying Girl, like he was up there for a couple episodes, and then he just kind of was gone. But your boy that was on the the Jamie Foxx show, what is his name on the show? He was playing one of the major people. Hold on, Steve Harvey. Oh no, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx. I'm gonna find it, cause he actually was pretty legit. All right, so Christopher B. Duncan. He was playing on the show, and he played the role of the commander. What is the commander's name? Commander Carson Williams. Where did he go? Like after the first few episodes, like he was on the show. And then all of a sudden he just was gone. Like, did I miss something? Did he die and I just missed it? Because he showed, one, that he could go against the metahumans because he was a metahuman himself. And then two, like, he also was kind of like because one thing that they did with Painkiller, or your boy Khalil, had Akil go and kill his own mom, and he was kind of like, why do that? You know, like if there any other time that could trigger somebody to kind of break out of their conditioning, this would be it. And to be fair, Khalil as Painkiller, like under their control, is a savage. Like it's kind of like, well, if it remind me of something, it remind me of this character right here. Let's see if I can get him out. It reminds me of this. It reminds me of your boy. Oh my gosh, what's my man's name? Kaneki. Where after all this torture and like trials and circumstance, it made him into something different. That is this, because I mean, it's almost like his tactics are as cruel, if not worse, than your boy. What's my man's name? Tobias. Like for real, for real. Like he is dangerous. Like he is beyond dangerous. But the season, it from an intensity standpoint, it just keeps hitting. The fight choreography they're using for Anessa is on point. Black Lightning's new suit is on point. The way they're using Jennifer's powers is on point. It's never a dull moment. It doesn't feel like the villain of the week situation. It's just more of a circumstance they're trying to overcome, and it doesn't seem like an easy fix whatsoever. Now, I do think that they're cutting some corners with certain things, but in my personal opinion, I think that they're doing a really good job with this season. I really enjoy pretty much everything that they've been pulling out when it comes to season 3. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that review. I guess I will be looking at each episode from now on. Let me know if you guys want me to do any kind of reactions. It will be exclusive to Patreon, but if you do want me to do reactions on Patreon, it'll be $1. You can always cancel. You can always, you know, cut it if you want to in the month. But if you do the Patreon, you get access to all the reactions for everything. That includes like things that you want to see and react to, and I love reacting to it. But anyway, keep it locked. JVS Wingstop. Black Lightning is back. Definitely go check it out. Peace, guys.